Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Anna Goldstein and I'd like to welcome you to this free training on the 3-step method my clients are using to turn their passion into a side business without hustle and grind. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have your full focus and attention. If you're like most people, you might have Facebook open or you're watching your emails, maybe you have your phone in front of you or you're texting or whatever, because I'll be showing you the secrets I've used over the past 8 years that have given me and my clients a huge advantage in this fast-paced and complicated world. So, as we're waiting for everyone to get in here for legal and personal reasons, I want to be very clear with you. I'm in no way making any guarantee of income you may earn by putting what I'm going to show you today into action. However, I'm happy to show you exactly what's working for me and my clients for free. And it's not for get rich quick people. There's no shortcuts to earning a great income, but everything you're going to discover is simply what has been working for me and my clients, because we're going to go with pure practical information here that I've seen firsthand transform the lives of my clients and myself. And I want that same transformation for you. So if you want the next 5 years of your life to be drastically different than the last 5 years of your life and finally turn your passion into a side business without giving yourself stress and anxiety in the process, be sure to pay attention. Sound good? All right, great. It looks like everyone's in here, so let's get started with the training. So first, I need to tell you you've been lied to your entire life. Now, keep an open mind for a second because your ego and your subconscious are going to be fighting this new information I'm about to tell you. It may have a sort of cognitive dissonance effect where your mind and your ego are going to want to say, yeah, right, or I've heard that before, it's not true. And don't worry, that's completely normal. But I want you to keep in mind that will happen. Anyways, we've been told by so many people that business is hard or that you have to work long 80-hour weeks to start a successful business and that the safest way to make it in life is the usual path of getting a 9-to-5 job and slaving away, putting money in your 401k and accepting your place in line while building someone else's dream and vision. And believing these things isn't your fault. I used to believe them too, but we both were lied to. And I can go on about this because I used to believe all of those things, that business was hard and I couldn't do it because I wasn't smart enough, or I needed to go to college to create a business, or that I didn't have enough time and I didn't have a good enough idea that would make me money. And these things piled up and got heavier and heavier and they crushed my spirit. And the worst part was I believed them. And maybe you do too. But the thing is, I didn't believe any of that stuff because I had the firsthand experience. It's not like I tried and failed 1,000 times. I believe these things because other people told me these things. I was told starting a business was hard. And the worst part was the people telling me all of this stuff were people who never started a single business their entire lives. People who didn't know anything about business. And I believe them. This really fires me up because looking back, I know all of this was a lie. So I'm here to set this straight today. It doesn't have to be that way. And I'm going to prove it to you here in a moment during this training. And you're going to walk away knowing more about business and feeling confident, fearless, and crystal clear on what you need to do to really get started creating a successful side business you love. Most of us see all these success stories online, but imagine how exciting and fulfilling it's going to feel to finally achieve a level of success that feels good and pays great. So what I'm going to share with you is the 3-step method my clients are using to turn their passion into a side business without hustle and grind. And this method, which I'm going to just call from now on my 3-step method, is essentially the 3 things I discovered that are critical to making a successful business that fulfills you, and not just with money, but with your life purpose and passion too. So the 3 things are your business, your market, and you. And it's funny because it's really that simple, but I've noticed, and I used to be guilty of this too, but most people complicate this and fill in the equation totally wrong, so their business ends up crashing and burning. However, if you get these 3 things right, and it's really easy to get them right, but this is all it takes to create a successful business. So today I'm going to break this method down and get to the nitty-gritty details of how to make this method work for your business, your vision, and your idea, even if you feel like you've tried everything before, or if you're just getting started. And by the end of this webinar, you'll have a crystal clear roadmap of what to plug into each part of this and how to make this method work for your business. Now, first of all, who exactly is this presentation for? Well, this training is for women who have a desire to start their own business based on their passion and purpose. Even if you don't really know what your passion and purpose is yet, we're going to find it during this webinar, or maybe you're overwhelmed with all the different how-tos and information and things to do to start your business and have trouble committing to your goals. We'll be covering all of that. This is for you if you're tired of the 9-to-5 lifestyle and want to leave the corporate world behind for a richer, happier, and more fulfilling lifestyle without risking it all. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family, or maybe you find yourself counting down the minutes at the end of each day at the office, or you have that entrepreneurial tingle, or there's got to be more to life than this feeling. This is for women who want to get paid to do what you love and are called to do. Even if you've never built a business before, and even if you're not 100% sure if your passion and calling can be turned into a business idea, and most of all, this is for women who want to make a difference in the world and make an impact, doing something meaningful for people, making your own decisions, being your own boss, but don't know how or where to start, so you get stuck. This presentation is for women who want to get more freedom to work when and where you want, so you can spend more time with your family or traveling and live your life by design rather than default. So if any of this sounds like you or resonates with you, I have a question. And I want you to imagine, how would your life change if you woke up every morning excited with a new sense of purpose? How would your life change if you made a full-time income doing what you love and what you're called to do, and went to sleep at night with fulfillment in your heart because you're serving others and making a difference in the world and in the lives of other people, without working more than 20 hours per week and without risking your current financial security? This is what I help women just like you do, and it's what I'm going to help you do on this free webinar today. Now, I've worked with hundreds of clients in my career as a life and business coach. So the secrets I'm sharing with you are my knowledge and expertise of everything that works and everything that doesn't, so you don't make any costly or time-wasting mistakes. So here's my promise to you. On this webinar today, you're going to learn how to safely build a side business doing what you love so you can make a difference and do something meaningful for others while getting more time freedom. How to do it without wasting time on an idea that might work. How to structure your business to give you a full-time income and give you the lifestyle you want so you can save your time for more important things like your family, friends, and yourself. How to overcome your fear and self-doubt so you can ensure you cross the finish line and succeed even if you have no time. And how to easily launch your business and get paying clients even if you never read a single business book before in your entire life. And this isn't going to be like other webinars where the person goes on and on about their I got rich, you can too story. Although I do explain a little bit about who I am and my story, but only because it's relevant. This webinar will be short and to the point, and the content is strictly educational. So we're about to get into the training, but first, let's make sure you're in the right place. So tell me, does this sound like you? Do you want to create a business you love but have no idea how to start it right and feel stuck because of all the conflicting information out there? Do you feel called by your heart to serve people but aren't sure how to balance creating a business with your family and other life obligations? Do you want to create a business but aren't ready to go all in yet because you don't want the pressure of risking your 9-to-5 paycheck even though you secretly really don't like that lifestyle? Is your heart asking you to do something and you want to do something that gives you fulfillment, but you don't want to make any huge mistakes or look stupid if you stumble or fail when going after a dream? Do you have no ideas for your business, but want the freedom and lifestyle being a business owner provides? Do you feel scared to take the leap into business and feel unable to move past where you are in life? Do you feel like your dreams are on hold? If so, I need to tell you, you're so much closer to a successful side business than you think. Anything is possible, and you can get paid to do what you love, but there's only one thing holding you back, and it's not what you think. And maybe you felt it like something is secretly holding you back. And I'm going to tell you what it is here in a second. And it's so common, but it's not what you think it is. And most people will never know about it. But before I tell you more about that, maybe you're confused and overwhelmed with the steps to take to go after your dreams. If so, I know exactly how you feel because I used to feel the same way. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Anna Goldstein, and it's important for you to understand a bit about my backstory and why I'm the exact person to listen to on this subject, because it will help you understand these business strategies that have transformed not only my business and my life, but hundreds of my clients' businesses and lives as well. See, when I was a young, innocent girl, growing up, I was fortunate enough to have a pretty good childhood. I bought into this cultural belief that I need to work hard and get a 9-to-5 job and save for retirement. Then I would be happy. And my parents didn't have 9-to-5 jobs, and I was never taught this, but I picked it up as a woman that I don't need to focus on my career, and getting married and having kids was more important. And so by the time I was 22, of course I was confused. But deep down inside, I knew I wanted to create a life of independence, freedom, and flexibility. I knew I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. So I packed my bags and moved to New York City without any connections. And in my first 6 years of living in New York, I bought into this hustle mentality, and I had 10 jobs. I struggled with disordered eating, had no romantic relationship that lasted more than 6 months. I was a borderline alcoholic and ran out of money. My anxiety and depression got so bad, I was constantly overthinking and struggling with my thoughts. I remember one of the worst days was living alone in a tiny studio apartment in New York on the Upper East Side, barely being able to pay my rent because I was drinking beer and wine by myself and taking Ambien because I couldn't sleep at night. I'm sure you can imagine I was a mess. I was rock bottom, and I blamed it all on myself, but none of it made sense to me. Why was my life this hard, and why was I living this way? I couldn't live like that anymore, struggling to make ends meet and feeling depleted emotionally. A pivotal moment was when I was a receptionist at a music marketing firm. I started working harder and doing extra work, and then I asked for a raise. I wanted to stop the toxic cycle I was in, and they fired me. Whatever was left of my small world and pride and dignity came crashing down. But it was at that point I made a decision. I was tired of watching my soul slowly being sucked out of my body because of the 9-to-5 lifestyle. I was tired of pretending to be someone I wasn't at work every day. I had been unhappy for so long, and the scariest part was that my unhappiness became so normal for me, I started to get used to it. I couldn't stand letting someone else control me, my life, my time, and how much money I made anymore. So I decided I would start my own business. Now, I still needed money in the meantime, so I picked up a job as a waitress. And then I got caught up, and I never really started my business. I was scared. I had no clue what I was doing with business, and I had a lot of self-doubt. And so I put my dreams on hold. And then one day when I was waitressing, my old boss and some of the top people at the small music marketing firm came to the restaurant to eat. I'm sure you can imagine how that felt when I saw them. They saw me, and I felt like a total loser. When I went home that night, I sat there staring at my reflection in the mirror. I knew I had to make a choice. I could either keep fighting against everything and struggling, trying to maintain this image I had of myself, or I could embrace who I was and where I was at, set aside my pride, and ask someone for help and start taking steps towards what I wanted. Even though what I wanted was different from my friends and family, I became determined to end my misery. Now, fast forward to today. I'm a NYU certified life and business coach since 2008 and have served hundreds of clients all across the world. I'm ranked #1 on Google using some strategies you'll learn today. I have an awesome podcast called Profit with Purpose where I interview successful business owners and entrepreneurs. And I've been my own boss for almost a decade. So I've learned valuable lessons and figured out what works and what doesn't. And I specifically help clients who want to create and scale businesses based around their passion, purpose, and callings, working part-time or under 20 hours a week. I've worked with celebrities, Grammy Award winners, Broadway actors, and a few big names you may be familiar with. I have a BA in psychology from Penn State, so I also help with mindset that I've noticed a lot of women struggle with. And I'm still proud of being a nationally ranked tennis player. I was in Sports Illustrated magazine for a Gatorade ad. I taught Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's kids back when I taught tennis in New York City. And as you can see at the bottom there, I've been featured on Oprah.com and Huffington Post, Shape Magazine, the New York Observer, and some other places you're probably familiar with. Now, I'm not saying this to brag or boast. You know my previous story and where I came from. I'm just telling you this because honestly, you need to know that you can trust me, because I'm going to be sharing everything I've learned and the simple strategies that have transformed my life and my business and my clients' lives and businesses. And I'm doing this in hopes of being able to transform yours as well, so you can get out of whatever situation you're in and earn more money working less hours, doing what you love and are born to do. Now, you're looking at a picture of me and my husband on my wedding day a few years ago. Here's me in Thailand. I love to travel and have been a lot of places around the world. I started my business when I was in New York from a place of feeling like I wasn't enough, but today I feel energized each morning and every day because I'm following my purpose. I have more freedom and flexibility to travel when I want to. And now here's a picture of my son and I. I'm able to spend time with him, watch him learn, grow, love, and just be. I'm so in love with him. And this was one of the reasons that I wanted to have the freedom and flexibilities. And when he gets a little older, looking at me being happy with my life, running a successful business, I want him to understand anything is possible. Right now, he's my inspiration more than I'm his. But this is why we get into business, so we can live life on our terms and spend time with our family, doing things that energize us and doing what we love. So what made the difference? How was I able to go from struggling in New York with nothing to my name, scared to go after my dreams because self-doubt was so high and my confidence was so low, to working part-time, making more money than most people who work full-time, doing what I love and living my absolute dream lifestyle? I followed my heart and intuition and started only focusing on things that would build my dream instead of somebody else's. Here's the thing. There are business strategies and systems that can help you, and the key is to follow your heart. And it makes sense, right? But we forget this because we've been told so many mixed messages, and most people think about building a business from what they want to do rather than the type of lifestyle they want. And that's what the 3-step method I mentioned earlier is about, keeping things simple. Because what most people do, and maybe you've done this before, most people think way too hard about things, start overthinking, gathering tons and tons of information because they think that'll help them. And before you know it, you're confused, overwhelmed, and things get so complicated. It doesn't work, or you end up giving up, or your ideal fails. It's happened to me, and I've seen it happen to so many others in business. And that's one of the main reasons a business can fail. They're focused on the wrong things. They complicate things, but there's an easy way to avoid this. And I'm going to touch on that in a second because I need you to understand this. It's actually easy to create a successful business. I know you've heard that before. Now, the problem is, and why most people, including me, never take the first leap to start your business is, unless you've built a business before or get help from someone who has, it's scary and feels impossible to get everything right your first time around and know exactly what to focus on. But the good news is, using my 3-step method and what you're about to learn on this webinar, you'll know exactly what to focus on and build a successful business so much easier. Here's what happens when you get this right. My client Bree is working with big names like Dolce & Gabbana. She has a billboard up in Times Square, and her work is in Walmarts all around the country. She used to work at a computer desk in finance all day. She was miserable. Today, she is living her dream life. Or my client Natalie, who came to me full of limiting beliefs and had a lot of self-doubt. After working together, she started her own business she's absolutely passionate about, and now she's living a life that she loves. So let's get into the details of the 3-step method and how to create a strategy and a plan to apply to your life and create your business. So first, let's make sure we define what a strategy is. And according to a dictionary definition, a strategy is simply your plan of action designed to achieve your goals. Now, I'm sure you know this, but it's important to say, your strategy determines your success, and there's 2 ways to figure out the right strategy. Think of it like riding a bike. You can just hop on and go like most people do. It's what I started doing. And honestly, it can work, but I can guarantee you it'll take a lot of time. I was 28 and single when I started my business, and it was so challenging because I didn't get help from anyone. It's like trying to learn how to ride a bike yourself. You end up falling down a lot, and it can really hurt. Now, it's not impossible to go this route, but any sane person would stop because of the pain. I don't know how many times I was so close to giving up because doing everything yourself is a long and definitely expensive route. But some children have this weird sense of determination to ride that bike. And for whatever reason, most adults don't have that, which is why so many businesses fail. Now, the other option is why you signed up for this webinar. It's so that you can get help from someone who has done what you want to do and has already figured out the right strategy, which is obviously like having someone teach you how to ride a bike and give you a nice push to get started and keep going, or even using training wheels. It's a whole lot easier, and neither option is right or wrong, but we both know the easiest and safest way to start riding a bike. Now, let's get to the details of the 3-step method I mentioned so you can start learning how to ride your business bike. And I have something really special for you. If you stay until the end, I'm going to give you an exclusive webinar-only free opportunity to get my help and build a customized business plan for you to get your business launched and profiting fast. But this won't be right for everyone, and everyone won't qualify for this. I'll tell you how to know if you qualify later, because it's time to get into the details and deep content now. So let's get started. So right now, here's exactly what we'll be covering. First, we'll talk about secret number 1. You can make money doing what you love, how to turn your idea into a business and get paid a full-time income doing fulfilling work you love, even if you have no clue where to start. And secret number 2, magnetic visibility, how I turned $20 into $93,000 without ever reading a single business book. And finally, we'll go over secret number 3. The biggest obstacle is internal, how to stay motivated and cross the finish line, even if you're paralyzed with fear and self-doubt. Okay, so secret number 1, you can make money doing what you love, how to turn your idea into a business and get paid a full-time income doing fulfilling work you love, even if you have no clue where to start. First, let me ask you an important question. I really want you to think about this. Why do you really want to become an entrepreneur? Is it to do something you're called to do, to make an impact? Is it because you're sick of working for someone else and you want to be your own boss? Or maybe it's for the freedom to spend with your family or get financial freedom. For most of us, it's all of those things. Now, here's the problem. Here's what the average American 9-to-5 calendar looks like. Add in some kids, your relationship, and it's definitely some kind of nightmare. At least it was for me. When I first started my business, I had 3 jobs. It wasn't fun. I ended up burning out because I was super stressed, overworked, and felt trapped inside my business. I didn't think there was another way because I always thought I had to do all these things to become successful. I thought I had to work 80 hours a week to create a successful business. I didn't know anything else at the time. And that's because today, this issue is cloaked by names and concepts like one-woman show, solopreneur, grind, side hustle. And there's this idea that you have to grind or hustle to create a successful business, and it's idolized. It makes you feel like if you're not sacrificing everything that keeps you sane and happy, you won't succeed. It's sort of a romanticized idea that you're a one-woman show or a solopreneur. You're supposed to give up all of your waking hours, and that's the only way to be successful. But trying to grind or hustle your way to success will actually hurt your chances at becoming successful in business. It's like riding a bike uphill in the hardest gear there is. It's a waste of time and energy, and you don't have to do that. And in fact, here's 3 reasons why you shouldn't grind your way to success. You're too busy with your other responsibilities like your family, 9-to-5, and your social life. You'll get stuck and start feeling stressed, overworked, get burnt out, and feel trapped inside your business. And not to mention, it's a bad business strategy. And the truth is, you can build a successful side business without grinding or hustling 80 hours a week, barely sleeping, and skipping meals all the time. And it's as simple as shifting into the right gear so it's easier to pedal your bike. Here's how. Now, first, let's define what success is. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Pretty simple, right? But what is success to you? Now, there's a reason this webinar isn't how to make $1 million per year business, because if you want to make $1 million per year, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. And maybe that's your idea of success. And if it is, that's okay. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about building a lifestyle business, a business that helps you create and live a life on your terms, where you don't work 40 hours a week or full time, but you make as much money as if you were. So you can have more freedom, flexibility in your schedule, and do what you want when you want. And for me personally, I don't want some huge business where I'm running around managing a bunch of people. I don't want to work full time, and I don't care about making millions of dollars a year, even though it would be nice. I want to spend time with my family and I want to be able to travel and live this life I've been blessed with instead of working almost 50% of my life away. And a lifestyle business is the exact type of thing that works for that. It's a business that allows you to work part-time and make a full-time income and live the lifestyle you want. And there's one thing that goes into creating a lifestyle business that I personally attribute to all of my success to. And out of the hundreds of women I've helped with their businesses, you can ask any of them and they'll say the same thing I'm trying to tell you, that it's easier than you think to create a lifestyle business, and it all comes down to having the right strategy. Let me reference back to the 3-step method I showed you earlier. On the next slide, we're going to focus on your business and we'll go over how to make sure it's going to work with you and your market. So let's get to making your lifestyle business strategy. In this next section, I'm going to extract your vision, your dream, and help you discover the answers within you. And we're going to build part of your business strategy around it. So the first step is to uncover your purpose. The greatest way to do this is to find your purpose sweet spot. So ask yourself, what do you love? What skills and strengths come naturally to you? What do your friends and family come to you for? What pain do you want to take away that others are experiencing? What problem do you want to solve? So for example, maybe you're an amazing listener or fantastic at organizing, have an eye for decorating, love taking photos. Maybe you're actively involved in fitness, weight training, yoga, etc. Or maybe you enjoy helping people. Whatever it is, you've probably had this thought before or felt this before, but never admitted it to yourself. You are meant to serve others with this gift. Now, you might feel like it's a little unclear, and that's okay. We'll touch on what to do about that in a few minutes. But first, I want to show you how to map out the idea and turn it into reality, which starts with step 2, getting clear on who you want to help. When you know who you want to help, you can know where to find the people you will do business with. So listen closely, because this is where most women struggle. If you ask most business owners what they do, they're like, I'm a photographer or I teach yoga. Unfortunately, those responses don't cut it. They're too generic, and you need to be able to clearly articulate what you do and who you help. If you're not able to do that, it's a sign that you will not be profitable doing it. So how do we fix that and make your purpose profitable? Well, this is my formula, the one I use, and it's very simple. It's my purpose is to help blank who are struggling with blank through blank. And what you do is simply fill in the blanks. If you've identified what your purpose is by answering the 3 clarifying questions that I asked earlier, then this exercise is simple. So I help audience to solve problem, get result through whatever service you offer. So for example, you could say, my purpose is to help women who are struggling with finding the right career path through coaching and removing mental blocks. If you're a health coach, you could say, I help women over 30 lose weight through creating a meal plan and understanding their digestion. Whatever your skill set is, when you define your purpose and your expertise, you can plug it into the sentence. It works for anyone. Now, when people ask you what you do, you can tell them clearly, confidently, and concisely. The economy and job market is changing drastically. And I believe that if you don't have a side business, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And get this, the knowledge you already have is what's needed. You don't need more education or credentials to make a ton of money. You already have skills. How do I know? Because you're watching this webinar. You have skills that have gotten you this far. In fact, many of the richest and most successful entrepreneurs don't have a degree or background in their field. Take Sarah Blakely, for example. She created Spanx. She is the youngest self-made billionaire, and she started her company without having any fashion experience. She had a ton of passion and a strong mission to change the lives of women. All you need to do is solve one problem. Maybe it's becoming a health coach and helping people have more energy, or taking newborn photos of kids, something that someone will have and cherish forever. The best business advice I was given was to start before you are ready. If you wait until you're an expert, you will never start. Right now, in this very moment, you have all the skills you need to start and to be a business owner. You see, you know someone right this very moment that is struggling with a problem you can help them solve. And they will pay you money to help them solve this problem. You must communicate your offer to the people you want to help. You could do this right now by posting on Facebook or sending an email. I've worked with clients that connected with people they already knew and sent them an email, and they turned into paying clients just from an email. Once again, don't overcomplicate this. Just do it. Reach out to someone. You never know whose life you can change. Why go into business in the first place? It's all about designing the life that you want and making an impact. It's as simple as sitting back, closing your eyes, and asking yourself without thinking too hard, what does success look like for you? Imagine, what does your ideal day look like? How would you feel? What would you be doing? Who would you be working with? How much money would you be making? Then all you have to do is reverse engineer. So let's say you want to make $5,000 a month. How many clients do you need to reach that goal? Now, you might be wondering, how do we put it all together? So let's do another quick exercise based on a real life example. And in order to understand what this looks like on a practical sense, I'd like to share a story with you about Megan. So Megan was working a full-time job and had 2 kids at home. She had no time and was stuck in a 9-to-5. Not being able to be there and see her kids growing up was something that really bothered Megan. And when her and I first spoke about the lifestyle she made it really clear that she wanted more freedom and flexibility to be with her kids. So Megan and I worked through this last exercise together and began planning what she wanted her future to look like. And after we defined what success was to her, we created a business strategy to accomplish her goals. She's now running her own personal organizing company. She has freedom and flexibility to see her kids, and she loves personal organizing. She's not really working because it's her passion and purpose. And she's even been featured in local news and papers. Now, when Megan came to me to simply figure out how to start her business, she didn't expect to be able to get paid for what she loves to do, because maybe that's you. You've had certain strengths that come so easily and naturally to you, so it feels weird charging people for them, but you are given those gifts to share with the world. If there's a lesson here, it's this. For the people you help, your purpose is actually a solution to their problem, and people pay you a lot of money for solutions. You don't need anything fancy, no bells or whistles. You need an offer. A good offer has to be what people actually want and are willing to pay. If you get these 3 things right, you have a business. Yes, it can be this simple. When you successfully strategize your business, like I just taught you, here's what will happen. You'll have opened the path to make a full-time income doing what you love. You won't need to go all in. You can build this on the side so you don't risk your family's financial security. You will have the lifestyle you want so you can spend your time on more important things in life, like your family and yourself. And you'll have the authority to charge premium prices. Now, you might be thinking, okay, great, Anna, I know this lifestyle I want and my dream business idea, but how do I get customers? How do I execute on this and make money? And that's a great question, which is why it's the next step. We're going to connect your business to your market so you can get customers and create the income stream for your passion. And I'm about to show you the easiest way I found to get new customers coming to you. It's simple and fun, and it's pretty easy. So what secret number 2 is about is magnetic visibility, how I turned $20 into $93,000 without ever reading a single business book. So most women I speak to believe that creating a successful business means I need to spend a ton of money on advertising. I need to read more books. I need to learn marketing and sales and finance and business operations and taxes. I need to go all in. I need to sacrifice all my free time and energy. I need to be 100% clear on what I'm doing every step of the way. I know that was me, but those are not true, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, I've already shown you why a few of them aren't true if you want to build a lifestyle business, but why you don't need to go all in or sacrifice all your time and energy. But every single one of these limiting beliefs are complicating the 3-step method I showed you earlier, and that's going to stress you out. So let's look at the method again. You see the 3 things: your business, your market, and you. Try not to overcomplicate this or even worry about how this fits with your business yet, because everything will make sense after you watch the rest of the webinar. And this is the real problem holding most women back. See, when I started my business, I had no clue what I was doing, and I had all sorts of limiting beliefs. Where do I start? It was overwhelming. I had a lot of fear. What will other people think? Am I qualified enough? What should my website say? Do I need more education? How many of you have felt this way? Deep down in my heart, I knew what I wanted: more fulfillment, excitement, and a successful passion-based business I love that gave me freedom and flexibility to not only do what I love, but to make an impact and a difference in the world. And I was done setting my deep desire aside at this point. I was ready to invest in myself and my business because I knew I had to take this serious in order to succeed. But the main problem holding me back wasn't my limiting beliefs or my strategy. It was because I didn't know how to get customers coming to me and making it happen without hustling and grinding. Now, I might not have had a lot of confidence, but I was so sick of not seeing movement. So I stepped into the unknown and moved forward anyways. I started my business with about $20. I put up a website and made a lot of mistakes. Now I look back on some of those mistakes and cringe, but by doing that, I learned what worked and what doesn't. I eventually ended up making about $93,000 from that website. And then I ended up investing $7,500 on a beautiful website that didn't make me more money. I felt pretty dumb about that one, but luckily for you, you're about to learn from my mistake and learn what worked for me so you can use these same strategies in your business. So when I went back and looked at what made the difference in those two websites, I compared the $20 website I created with the expensive $7,500 website, and I discovered one thing that made a huge difference in the amount of money my site was making and the amount of customers it was attracting to me. Since then, I've created a lot of websites for my clients that completely launched their business and helped them make amazing money while living the lifestyle they wanted. Like my client, Jess, who was a personal trainer for 7 years. She didn't have a website, but she had 2 babies and she realized she wanted the freedom and flexibility to work from home. She didn't have the time to chase down clients and she never had a website before, so she didn't know what she was doing. So we worked together, and after we got her website up, within 3 months, she made a sale that covered the cost of working with me and now has complete control over her life and business. The point I'm trying to make is that one effective website can create a full-time income. It's how I built my business, and it's how I've helped so many of my clients launch their successful businesses. Because if you have a good website, customers find you, it becomes a no-brainer to work with you. And it's amazing because most of my clients couldn't believe how easy business became when you have an effective website that attracts clients for you. So after learning what goes into an effective website, I realized there are a few critical components that make a website successful. Before I show you those components, I want you to know that if you have an idea, gift, passion, skill, interest, or hobby, or if you simply have a desire for more in life and to help others, an aspiration to create a life on your terms, or even if you just have the entrepreneurial tingle, then you have everything you need already to create a website and get customers. So let's get to it. So one of my favorite analogies is creating a website is like baking a cake, except easier. And I'm going to show you how to build your website using this analogy, because when you follow a proven recipe, cake comes out tasting good, and everyone who likes cake will want some. And that's basically what I'm going to get into right now: how to make your website so good everyone who would want what you have to offer in the first place will be reaching out to you. So let's start with exactly what type of cake or what type of website we'll be making. And I bet you already knew this because it's pretty obvious stuff that most websites have. But for now, all you need is a homepage, about page, blog, services, and contact page. Now, once you follow the recipe I'm about to show you a few times and start getting better, you can try experimenting with different things. However, where most people get stuck, and the most important part, is the actual ingredients and the measurements of the website. So the ingredients in this case are the content and the words on your site, and those need to be good. Otherwise, people won't connect with you and your brand. I'm going to go over how to write good content in a second, and the measurements of these ingredients also need to be right. Otherwise, you won't get anyone reaching out to you. These are the calls to action. Let's get into both the content and the calls to action. Okay, so you're looking at an image of my homepage. I circled the content in green. The content is really just words that you use to describe what you do in an easy to understand way. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is to try to write how you speak. This makes it so much more personal for people like you sitting there and speaking with them face to face, because people don't want to sift through a whole academic research paper or feel like they're talking to a robot. And a big tip after you've done writing something is to sit there and read it out loud. Now, other people may look at you like you're crazy, but it will help you with the flow of writing. Also, when you're writing for things like your homepage, you always want to be very specific with things like who you can help. So be very specific with who you can help is critical. Now, earlier I had you do an exercise on getting clear with who you want to help in your business. So to be clear about that on your homepage, because people want to know you're speaking to them. Also, be clear on what you help with. So what is the problem or issue someone is facing? What are they struggling with? Their weight? Are they struggling to find a career they love, or they're struggling to get beautiful pictures of their children? And finally, tell them how you can help them. Is it through coaching, a service you deliver? And finally, you need to give a call to action. You need calls to action to get customers to reach out to you. Calls to action are exactly what they sound like. And here's a few examples. Essentially, you want to give someone a clear instruction, whether it's calling you, setting up an appointment, or filling out a form. You need to give people a way to contact you. Otherwise, people will read all your great content and then leave your site without ever becoming a customer. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And having an online presence creates instant credibility. You drive traffic to your website by using social media, submitting articles such as writing for Mind Body Green or Huffington Post. You can list your website on local directories. This is something that's so simple and so effective. It's been extremely helpful for me. What do you do when you're searching for something? You go on Google, right? And all of the above ways I mentioned makes it easier for people to find you. And also you can embed keywords into your site so that you can get found when searching on Google. And this right here is the key to having a side business without hustle and grind. And your website will be better than 70% of other businesses out there, because believe it or not, over 70% of businesses don't even have a call to action. There's no way to directly contact them on their site. So if you set up your website correctly using the balance of content and calls to action on each page, you'll start attracting customers and your business will easily start growing itself. Now, obviously, I can't go over everything and all the minor details you need to put on your website, because I could do a whole webinar on that itself. But don't worry, because in a little bit, I'm going to give you a chance to get my personal help to build your site. So stick around. When you have more reach, you can help more people. Now, you might be saying, okay, Anna, I have a strategy and a plan, and I know how to set up a website, and sure, it works for other people and other businesses, but is this really passable for me? And this is an area I'm really sensitive about and believe so much in, which brings us to secret number 3. The biggest obstacle is internal. How to stay motivated and cross the finish line, even if you're paralyzed with fear and self-doubt. Tell me, does this sound familiar? First, you get the entrepreneurial tingle and you're all excited. Then you begin to gather information, read books, websites, or take an online course. You start mapping out ideas, playing mental movies. Then it comes time to start, and it all starts to change. Then resistance shows up. When it's finally time to get started, self-doubt pops up. You have too much information and don't know what to do. You get stuck. And then you start questioning whether you have the ability to start a successful business anyways. You start beating yourself up because you know you want it, but don't know how. You set aside your dreams again. What's happening? Like riding a bike. If you overthink it and believe it's more complicated than it is, self-doubt pops up, you'll be scared, you stumble, fumble, won't pedal, and you'll fall. Now, this is the mindset barrier that holds most women back from starting their dream business. And I think this will be more effective if I explain using a client's story of mine. So meet my client, Jillian. She came to me after her husband left her. It was a sensitive time in her life. She was feeling like there was no hope. Now, if Jillian and I were to simply put up a website, start focusing on her business, sure, she might have made some progress, but I've been where she was, so I knew what was going to happen if we did that. So me and Jillian started working on her mindset first, and creating a positive mindset is really important. First of all, what is a positive mindset? Well, with a positive mindset, you're feeling confident, capable, in abundance, happy, and productive. And when you have a positive mindset, the outcome is you're taking positive actions and achieving positive results. Your business is growing, life is good, and you're feeling great. But with a negative mindset, you're feeling unconfident, overwhelmed, stressed, stuck in fear, self-doubt. And the outcome of that is you're either taking not any actions at all, or you're getting stuck, or you're taking the wrong actions, so you're not seeing results, or sometimes you're wasting time and money and energy, so you just feel negative results. So, and this is because your mindset creates your reality. Your thoughts create your feelings, which create your actions, which create your results. Meaning, if you have negative thinking about something, it's almost impossible to get positive results, because the negative thinking makes you feel a certain way, which carries over to the actions you start taking. Maybe you set things aside, or you can't perform at your highest level, and that carries over to your results. When Jillian came to me, her husband had just left her, and she had every right to be in a negative place. So what her and I needed to do was focus on her thinking and make sure she was in a positive place while she built her business. And that's what I'm about to teach you how to do, so you can make sure you're in a positive place, and creating and growing your business is effortless. When we're looking at the 3-step method, this is the you. And if you don't get this part right, it won't matter how awesome your business idea and strategy is, or how perfect your website connects with your market, because you won't be able to sustain it or give it the focus and top performance it needs. I know this from personal experience, which is why I knew Jillian and I needed to work on this before her business really got going. And I'm not saying you need to be 100% on your game all the time, but being in a positive can-do place is really important, and I'm sure you understand why. Now, during my journey of building my business, I discovered specific mindset strategies that carried me all the way through to success. I still focus and use these strategies today, and it's what I use to help my clients with their mindset too. After Jillian and I worked together on her mindset, she started a coaching business and found a completely new sense of purpose and happiness from her business. Today, we create a compelling future for her path to success, and it's easier and faster with her getting help. And it all started with focusing on a few key mindset strategies, and here's what they are. Working with fear and letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the two biggest mindset factors that hold most women back that I speak with. They're scared, have a lot of self-doubt, and in general end up letting these things really just hold them back. And this really breaks my heart, because limiting beliefs and fear cause procrastination, avoidance, and resistance. But we're going to squash those right now. So first, what is a limiting belief? Well, a proper online definition says a limiting belief are beliefs which constrain us in some way. Just by believing them, we do not think or do or say. They inhibit, and in doing so, we impoverish our lives. This happens because our limiting belief often holds us back from taking action. Or if we do take action, it's the wrong action, which causes poor results. Now, when we look at the definition of belief, an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. We can see the key word here is acceptance. Something is true, because beliefs are not always true. They just feel true because you've accepted it, versus what a fact is, a thing that is indisputably the case. So when you look at a certain feeling or thought you have, like, I can do it, work has to be hard, I'm not good enough, I need to have everything figured out before I start, or my favorite, I don't have the time. You may at first accept those things as facts, but can you positively say those things are facts? I'm sure your answer is no. Even though sometimes it feels like the truth, but that's because it's a belief. You're accepting that statement is true. Now, with all of my clients, we dig deep to find any limiting beliefs and smash them. So their productivity and success skyrockets, and often even multiplies. Here's the process I use to do that. So first, step number 1, what is your earliest memory, or what is a painful memory? Step number 2, what belief or conclusion did you draw from this experience? Step number 3, what actually happened? Also in this step, we state the reality of it, not your interpretation or your emotional interpretation. Step 4, what do you think was going on with the other person that caused them to treat or behave in a particular way if another person was involved? Step number 5, what can you see now that you couldn't see when the event happened? So perspective here is really important. Perspective changes everything. And number 6, what's the new belief based on the truth? And number 7, my favorite, what opportunities are available to you now? So really focusing your attention on what opportunities are available to you. Now, this is arguably the biggest mindset shift you could ever make, overcoming fear. Think about it. How many times in your life has fear held you back from achieving more? Maybe it was something simple like singing karaoke that one night when you were out with your friends. Or maybe your fear of failing or looking bad is keeping you stuck in a rut and holding you back from taking a business risk. Or maybe the fear of losing your salary has stopped you from leaving a job you absolutely don't like. Whatever it is, fear is so close to home for me because you know from my story I told you earlier, it will keep you held back and unable to move forward in life, but not anymore. This is my favorite. Here's how to work with fear. So step number 1, name it. By acknowledging it, you create greater awareness so that your fear doesn't hold you hostage. And notice the qualities and sensations of how it's showing up in your body. Step number 2, courage. Connect with your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Feel the fear and choose to shift your perspective to see the opportunity. What would you think if you focused more on the results and the outcome of what you want? Number 3, make a decision. So given all the information you have at the moment, make the best decision you can. You never know all the information beforehand, and it's really just about making that decision. So step number 4, take action. What's one small action you can take? Take immediate action within 24 to 48 hours. You'll learn more by doing than years of research. And finally, step number 5, the new result. So monitor progress and correct along the way. After doing this process I just showed you, success is a whole lot easier because you're going to be able to move forward and take the action required to be successful. And doing that starts with removing your limiting beliefs and fear. So when you get how to do this process, self-doubt and fear won't phase you or hold you back. You'll have the tools to stay motivated, cross the finish line, and achieve your dreams. You'll feel strong, confident, and capable in situations that may have used to scare you, and you'll overcome your insecurities and start living aligned with your highest self and true power. And most importantly, you start taking action. And then this happens. Here are just some of the success stories I've had for my clients. Here's my client, Dawn. She was working in a pharmaceutical sales and was so unhappy with her 9-to-5. We worked together using the same process, and she was able to successfully start a fitness business. She even ended up moving to a new area with her business and having a fresh start since she already had everything set up and understood the process. And this is a process that you can easily repeat. So that's the power of this method. Your business, your market, and you, that's what creates a successful side business. And the best part was, minus a few know-hows like how to create a website, the answers to this method are already within you. Now, just to quickly recap everything you've learned on this webinar today. We started with secret number 1. You can make money doing what you love, how to turn your idea into a business and get paid a full-time income doing fulfilling work you love, even if you have no clue where to start. And I went over how to set up your business strategy based around your goals. And then secret number 2, magnetic visibility, how I turned $20 into $93,000 without ever reading a single business book. You learned how to set up an effective website that will attract new customers to your business. And secret number 3, the biggest obstacle is internal, how to stay motivated and cross the finish line, even if you're paralyzed with fear and self-doubt. And you learn how to practically guarantee your success by having the right mindset. So you're unstoppable on your entrepreneurial journey. And here's the power of that process. Another successful client of mine, Sarah, who was a bit nervous at first to ask for my help. Now, Sarah has a unique story. She came from a divorced home, struggled with relationships, and wasn't sure she believed in marriage. After working with me, she made an extra $20,000 in 6 months from her coaching side gig. She is now married and is happier than ever. Sarah was actually let go of her previous job, but her side gig was there to back her up. And then she got a new job and kept her side gig, and she loves coaching and says it gives her fulfillment and a nice, consistent additional income. Now, today I promised you to deliver some amazing information. You have learned how to safely build a successful side business, doing what you love so you can make a difference and do something meaningful for others while getting more time freedom. How to structure your business to give you the lifestyle you want so you can save your time for more important things like your family, friends, and yourself. How to overcome fear and self-doubt so you can ensure you cross the finish line and succeed even if you have no time, and how to easily launch your business and get paying clients even if you've never read a single business book before in your entire life. All you need to create your dream business is a lifestyle business strategy based on your passion, purpose, and lifestyle goals, a website connecting your business with your market's wants, needs, and desires, and the right mindset and accountability. This is what you need to earn a full-time income, part-time, doing what you love. Now, in the beginning, I also promised you a free opportunity to get my help and build a custom business plan for you to get your business launched and profiting faster and without making any of the mistakes most entrepreneurs make that cause them to fail. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you what that looks like so you can decide if it's right for you. Here's how I can help you achieve your goals. Now, this isn't right for everyone, so here's who the private one-on-one strategy session is ideal for. If you want to start a business getting paid to do what you love and are called to do, but aren't sure it's completely possible and don't know exactly how to do it, if you're committed to accomplishing your goals and creating your business, if you're uncertain or in information gathering mode, please don't sign up. My time is limited because of the one-on-one nature of these sessions. Now, if you're nervous or scared or have some resistance and fear, that's okay. I used to be there too. And here's how I can help you. I've set aside some time in the next week to help you build a customized business plan so you can get your business launched and profiting faster, easier, and safer. We'll be using the exact strategies I went over in this webinar, and you'll walk away feeling completely confident in your plan. And the best part is this is absolutely free. Why am I doing this? Now, I want to help you extract your vision and your dreams and help you get clarity and focus to reach them fast, and you will get an exact strategy to make it happen. If you want my help and think it's a good fit, I might invite you to become one of my new clients. Now, if we work together and you don't already have a business idea, that's totally okay. We'll get clear on your purpose, build your business strategy, set up a website, and start attracting new customers to your business. It's all inclusive. You'll have a clear plan of action to your dream lifestyle business, and I will motivate you so you can take constant aligned action and easily accomplish all of your goals. On this call, you'll be speaking with me directly as we dive into your vision and dreams and build out your customized business plan. We book these calls out weeks in advance because we're growing so fast, and these calls are on a first come, first serve basis. So I highly encourage you to schedule your appointment today. If this is a pain you've been struggling with and you want to get crystal clear on how to create your dream business, then you should schedule your consultation now. All right, to schedule your call, you'll need to go to annagoldstein.com/apply. I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity to finally make money doing something you love. You've heard my entire presentation. You've looked at exactly what I've done to help hundreds of my clients create and launch their dream businesses. You know other women have seen success with these plans, and you know you want to create your dream lifestyle business and make an impact in other people's lives while getting paid to do it. This is your opportunity to get private help with someone who has been where you are now and accomplished what you'd like to accomplish. Here's what to do next. Go to annagoldstein.com/apply. You will be directed to fill out a questionnaire so we can come to the call prepared. This part is important to fill out in detail because it's designed for us to learn as much as possible about your current situation and business ideas, so take your time. Please be thorough as you fill in the questionnaire. Obviously, not everyone is going to be a good fit. We don't want to reject an application simply because there wasn't enough information provided. So make sure you're complete and clear with what we ask on that questionnaire. You have two choices. Option one, do nothing at all. As I said at the beginning, we're looking for people who are serious about creating their dream business fast. You might also decide to do it alone. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs who do that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That can work, but you're likely to lose time, your most valuable asset, and make costly mistakes. Now, there are also people who will try to read books and gather information online while putting their dreams on hold. But the reality is there are way too many variables that pop up. And as we talked about, the biggest obstacle is internal. So, and also the best information is spread out everywhere. It's not all in one place. So each one of these points could mean the difference between successful growth and profiting in the next few months or not reaching your goals at all. Now, obviously, I don't want you to choose this option, but ultimately it's up to you. Now, here's your other option. Option number 2, if you're in a place in your life where you're ready to invest in yourself and your dreams and you want to see your dream business succeed, then option 2 is right for you. You can take advantage of my 8 years in building businesses and hundreds of success stories with clients, and let me help you create a strategy that will give you more freedom, flexibility, and be able to make a full-time income doing what you love. So I know how to pull out your vision, your desire, and your dreams that's already in you and turn that into a successful business strategy and website that makes you a profit. So if option 2 sounds good, then I sincerely encourage you to go to annagoldstein.com/apply and schedule your one-on-one strategy session while there are spots available, or click the button that appears here on this page. You get the opportunity to see if it's a good fit or not for us to work together and create your dream lifestyle business. So go to that page and book your strategy session now. That way you can connect with me so we can build your dream business strategy that will help you live the lifestyle you deserve. I want to help you build your business the right way without any costly mistakes. And I've created a simple process to do that. So if you're ready to create a business that gives you the lifestyle and income you want while serving others and making a positive impact in the world, this is your opportunity. Don't let it pass by. Go to annagoldstein.com/apply to get started now, because you deserve it. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to working with you in the very near future. Talk to you soon.